or quietly and follow along. At any point, click the pause button to catch up or take a break. Okay, today we're going to be making a giant pencil collage. You need a black marker. I'm just using Sharpie for the video. Some crayons, white, like a tan or peach, or a light brown would be okay. Gray. I have a yellow marker to add some depth and dimension for our pencil, scissors, and a glue stick. We're going to begin with a 9x12 piece of yellow paper cut in half, and then again 9x12 cut in half, and then small sections for the rest of our pencil. We're going to start with the eraser of our pencil, which in this case is the pink paper, and it's going to go on one end, and it should be about the same size. If it's not the same size, you can always cut a little off. With my glue stick, I'm just going to do 3 swipes on the edge of the yellow paper, just like that. And then I'm going to overlap and lay my white paper on the yellow where the glue was, so just about right there. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is add the gray paper. This is the metal part of the pencil that keeps that eraser on the wood. Okay, and it's going to go right over the middle. Like if you want a bigger eraser, you can just move it down, or if you want a little eraser, just move it up a little bit. You get to choose. I'm going to put mine directly in the middle. To do this, add a little bit of glue all over your gray piece, and then lay it where you want it. Make sure your edges of your paper line up with the side. Okay. Now let's shape our eraser, since we're working on this side of the pencil anyway. I'm going to use, you can use a pen or a pencil, and we're gonna want our edges a little bit more rounded. That's how pencils come right out of the box, not perfectly square, but we use the eraser a lot. So if you want, you could show a more worn out pencil eraser. Okay, I'm gonna have mine come down just like this. But the key is you want curved edges. You could even do a nice round edge like this. I'm gonna do this instead. There we go. And then you can cut it out. So these are different edges for your eraser. These are all different ideas. You can make it shaped however you want. Just make sure you have nice rounded edges. Okay, there is my pencil, my booty end of my pencil. We're gonna go to the other end. So I'm gonna turn it around. Okay. Next, we are going to prep the edge of our pencil. And I do this. Now, I'm gonna draw lines. It might be a little easier for you, or if you get really good, you could just gut your squiggle. But with my pen, I'm gonna start at the bottom corner closest to my tummy, and I'm gonna go in to the left, out to the right, and make a big zigzag back and forth. Just like that. Don't worry about it being perfect. No pencil edge is perfect. We sharpen those things all the time, so it's constantly changing. And then I'm going to use my scissors and cut on that line, going back and forth. This is really good practice, boys and girls, when we rotate and turn the paper in our hand while we're cutting. Boom. Okay. Next, we're going to take a nice brown, this is like a light tan piece of paper. I'm going to put it under there. Ooh, it's really popping so you can see it. And I'm going to add glue along the edge, just like how we did the eraser. 1, 2, 3. Lay your yellow piece on top of that brown, and make sure that your glue is not in the middle of these triangles here. We want it way back here. There we go. Next, with your pencil, from the outside edge, you're going to make a big triangle. Just one side, two side, connecting the sides of your pencil to a point. Okay, our third side is actually kind of over here. So 1, 2. You may cut it out. There we go. Our last step on this side for now is we're going to start adding the details, boys and girls. We're no longer cutting any more pieces of paper, so if you made it this far, you did real good. I'm going to switch to a black marker now. I'm using a Sharpie, and I'm going to draw a curved edge, okay, right on the tip of my pencil, right there. And then I'm gonna color it in so I have a lot of lead on my pencil. Okay, there's my lead on my pencil. Now if you wanted, you could cut off the tip. Maybe the pencil is kind of worn out. That is just a way you can customize it and make it your own. Alrighty, let's move on. Speaking of customizing, let's make this pencil look even more real, more cool. I'm going to cover my glue stick now since we're done with that, and you can put your scissors aside, bring out those crayons and markers. Okay. I'm going to stick with my black Sharpie or black marker so my details really pop. Some of the details we're going to be doing is on the pencil, the metal. I like to add some dots. That shows where it was kind of clamped and the metal indented. And I like to just really loosely keep my wrist like I'm playing a violin. Add some lines to show the metal texture on my pencil. While you still have your black marker in hand, I like to add lines that connect where our points are, our sharpened end of the pencil, all the way across. That gives the grooves and kind of the texture and that edge of our pencil. So it goes like this. There you go. Now practice making as straight as lines as possible. If you want to get real technical and get a straight edge or a ruler, you can certainly do that. All right. The last step is we're going to add some mold texture and details with our crayons and markers. My favorite part is going over the black line with a yellow marker. It just adds a little bit more dimension. Okay, next what we're going to do is the final touches, and that's when we use crayon. Crayon's one of my favorite materials to use because you can go really light with it or you can go really, really hard and get different shades of that color. So with my gray crayon, I'm going to give my metal a little bit more of that texture. I'm going to add some shine using the gray crayon. I'm just lightly going over my marker and across the metal. Now, did you notice, ours, the direction I'm coloring? The metal moves this way because it wraps around the pencil. This way across my crayon, not the long way. It goes this way. Besides, save yourself some work. Follow the long way of the paper, okay? It works for our project that we go that direction, okay? And lastly, let's go over to the wood part of our pencil. We got this tan peach crayon. Let's use it. I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm slowly going to turn my crayon and make a big fan, okay? Right here. In and out, back and forth on that brown paper. Now, it may not pop right away, but when we go over it with white, you'll see it a little bit more. It's just giving our crayon, or I'm sorry, not our crayon, we're making pencil, our pencil a little bit more wood texture too. It's gonna pop when we add the white. So with our white crayon, this is always my favorite part. We're gonna go back and forth, and you'll start to see the white crayon is gonna pick up some of those tones of the tan, and it just makes it look really cool like wood. So that way our wood is not solid white, instead it has a little bit of variety. With the white crayon, I like to always go over my black. Makes the lead look kind of shiny. You guys know lead is shiny. It makes it so cool. Okay, and then on the other side, I go over my pencil metal, give it a little bit more shine. I just do a couple strokes over, and I just like to do a little curvature, a little bit of highlight where the light hits my pencil eraser. If you would like to, just for fun, add highlights on the side of your crayon in between those long, that will also, whoops, make those stand out a little bit more. Look at that, you can totally tell. Thank you so much for joining us today, making our pencil collage. Have a good day.